Ariana Grande's Instagram was flooded with comments from trolls accusing her of causing ex-boyfriend Mac Miller's apparent overdose minutes after news of the 26-year-old rapper's death broke. Miller reportedly went into cardiac arrest in a bedroom at his home outside Los Angeles around noon Friday, and paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene, according to a report by TMZ. Within less than 10 minutes of the initial report surfacing, Grande had closed the comments section on her Instagram account, but not after dozens of users posted nasty messages such as "This is your fault," and "You did this to him." Friends of Miller say they still had to warn others not to bring up the relationship when talking to him because it was too touchy in the following months. While the heartbreak may have still been fresh, Miller's battle with substance abuse and addiction goes back more than a decade years before he even met the songstress. Grande has stayed silent following the rapper's sudden death, but insiders told Eastern Time that the 25-year-old is heartbroken and devastated. Although the two ended their relationship, Ariana always shared a deep connection with Mac and wanted nothing but the best for him. Ariana is very upset, one source said. Despite their split, Ariana had always been supportive of his sobriety, a second source added. Shortly after Grande turned off the comments on her Instagram account, her fiancé Davidson wiped every single photo off of his own. Miller and Grande met around 6 years ago when she was 19 and announced that they were dating in the fall of 2016. The rapper famously helped Grande overcome her grief after a terrorist attack at her Manchester concert in May last year. That June he went back to England with her to put on a defiant performance at a tribute concert she arranged. The pair remained firmly loved up until May this year, when they suddenly parted ways. Grande addressed the breakup in an Instagram story, writing of Miller, "I respect and adore Malcolm endlessly, and I'm grateful to have him in my life in any form." The message was written around a picture of the Dangerous Woman singer and the musician locked in an embrace while lying on a couch. The full text read, "Hi. This is one of my best friends in the whole world and favorite people on the planet, Malcolm McCormick. I respect and adore him endlessly, and I'm grateful to have him in my life in any form, at all times regardless of how our relationship changes or what the universe holds for each of us. Unconditional love is not selfish. It is wanting the best for that person, even if at the moment it's not you. I can't wait to know and support you forever, and I'm so proud of you." Shared this article less than a week after the split. Miller, who has long battled substance abuse and addiction, was arrested for driving while drunk after he crashed his SUV and fled the scene. After the arrest, Ariana tweeted, "PLS, take care of yourself." Directly following the collision, many of Miller's fans hit out at his ex, accusing her of having caused him to fall off the wagon. On May 21, Twitter user Elijah Flint wrote, "Mac Miller totaling his G-Wagon and getting a DUI after Ariana Grande dumped him for another dude after he poured his heart out on a 10-song album to her called The Divine Feminine is just the most heartbreaking thing happening in Hollywood." Grande responded with a statement saying, "How absurd that you minimize female self-respect and self-worth by saying someone should stay in a toxic relationship because he wrote an album about them, which BTW isn't the case, only Cinderella is Abney. I am not a babysitter or a mother. and no woman should feel that they need to be. I have cared for him and tried to support his sobriety and prayed for his balance for years and always will, of course, but blaming women for a man's inability to keep his SH together is a very major problem. Let's please stop doing that. Of course, I didn't share about how hard or scary it was while it was happening, but it was. I will continue to pray from the bottom of my heart that he figures it all out and that any other woman in this position does as well. Miller's struggle with substance abuse dates back to when he was just 15 years old and has been documented extensively in the media as well as in his own music. In multiple interviews, Miller spoke about how he'd started using drugs including cocaine and opiates very early in his career. During his 2012 Macadelic tour, the artist became addicted to purple drank or lean, a drug concoction of promethazine and cotton, but managed to quit after noticing how it had taken over his life. I love lean. It's great. I was not happy, and I was on a lean very heavy. I was so fucked up all the time, it was bad. My friends couldn't even look at me the same. I was lost, he told Complex in 2013. It wasn't until earlier this summer that his addiction problems made headlines again when Miller was arrested for driving drunk and crashing his SUV in Los Angeles just 1 week after his breakup with Grande. He was convicted in that incident last month. The day before his death, Vulture published an interview in which Miller described feeling pressure from his fame and his struggle with depression. I really wouldn't want just happiness. And I don't want just sadness either. I don't want to be depressed. I want to be able to have good days and bad days. I can't imagine not waking up sometimes and being like, I don't feel like doing ST. And then having days where you wake up and you feel on top of the world, he said. Elsewhere, he said, there's pressure. A lot of times in my life I put this pressure to hold myself to the standard of whatever I thought I was supposed to be or how I was supposed to be perceived. It's the job. This is what I signed up for. So, you just have to not. You have to have your own reality, and that has to be the driving force of your life. Do I wish that not every single thing I did when I was 19 wasn't a discussion? Sure, he said. Miller tweeted a link to the Vulture article along with a plug for his upcoming fall tour. Go get tickets for tour. Thundercat JID. I'm bringing a band. The show is going to be special every night. I wish it started tomorrow. It starts October 27th, he wrote. 12 hours before his body was found, Miller also shared videos on his Instagram account from inside his home. They showed a turntable which played his new song So It Goes. Soon after the 911 call came in, LAPD and fire officials swarmed the scene. Initial reports have said there doesn't appear to be anything criminal. Just after 2 p.m. local time Friday, a coroner arrived at Miller's Studio City home, and the body was seen being carted out just before 4 p.m. Miller's death has widely been reported to be the result of an overdose, although that has not been confirmed. A statement from Miller's family said, Malcolm McCormick, known and adored by fans as Mac Miller, has tragically passed away at the age of 26. He was a bright light in this world for his family, friends and fans. Thank you for your prayers. Please respect our privacy. There are no further details as to the cause of his death at this time. Friends and family were photographed at the home outside of Los Angeles, including one unidentified woman who was seen collapsing in a fit of tears in the driveway as police tried to comfort her. NBA star Karl Anthony Towns, a close friend of Miller's, arrived on the scene soon after reports of the 26-year-old's death surfaced. Towns tweeted, "Not only were you my favorite artist, you was one of my closest friends. The love we had was genuine and the moments we shared were filled with nothing but positivity and laughter. I love you, man, and I'm sure as hell gonna miss you at McMiller. Rest easy, my brother. Sick."